The tarmac at Busan's Gimhae Air Base glistens under a pale October sun. The sound of engines hums in the background as security personnel take their positions, cameras roll into place, and reporters prepare for the moment the world has been waiting for. The air feels charged, not just with humidity, but with history. This is not merely an arrival. It's an encounter that could redefine the balance of global power. A convoy of black SUVs emerges from the distance. The American flags on their hoods flutter in the breeze as they approach the terminal. The vehicles move in perfect formation, deliberate and imposing. Inside one of them is the 45th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, arriving in South Korea for what aides are calling the most consequential dialogue between the US and China in a decade. As the motorcade slows, the cameras capture Trump's unmistakable silhouette. He steps out, waving briefly to the cameras before turning toward the welcoming delegation. The atmosphere is formal but tense. Everyone here knows what's at stake: trade, technology, and the fragile peace of a shifting world order. Trump's stride is steady, his expression uncharacteristically measured. Behind him, American officials and Secret Service agents fan out in a tight semicircle. For weeks, Washington has tried to frame this meeting as a reset, a chance to turn the page after years of tariff wars, tech disputes, and geopolitical flashpoints. But few believe it will be that simple. The US-China rivalry has hardened into something more enduring, a contest over who writes the rules of the 21st century. Moments later, the focus shifts across the runway. A massive white aircraft marked with the red and gold emblem of the People's Republic of China begins its slow taxi toward the reception area. Its engines wind down as the stairs roll into place, and then, as the cameras zoom in, the door opens. Out steps Chinese President Xi Jinping, composed, inscrutable, and deliberate in his movements. The contrast is striking. Two men, two systems, two visions of global leadership. Both understand that every frame, every handshake, every look will be studied for meaning. Xi is greeted by Korean officials, his motorcade waiting nearby. The Chinese flag waves alongside South Korea's, the symbolism carefully curated for the world's lenses. For the Chinese delegation, this is more than a diplomatic formality. It's a theatre of power, an assertion that Beijing stands shoulder to shoulder with Washington as an equal on the world stage. As Xi's convoy begins its short journey to the summit venue, local media track its progress through Busan's clean, orderly streets. The route has been cleared for hours. Police units stand at every intersection. Ordinary citizens wave from behind barricades, some cheering, others simply watching, aware they are witnessing history unfold in real time. Meanwhile, at the summit compound near the coast, aides from both sides finalize seating charts and prepare briefing documents. The US team focuses on trade terms, intellectual property protections, and a new framework for semiconductor cooperation. The Chinese delegation, for its part, has arrived with its own agenda, demanding the removal of what it calls illegal and politically motivated tariffs, while pushing for greater access to US technology markets. When both leaders finally converge at the venue, cameras capture the defining image of the day. Trump extending his hand toward Xi, the two men locking eyes before shaking hands. The room erupts in the soft symphony of camera shutters. It is a handshake that carries years of tension, billions in trade value, and the hopes of industries across 3 continents. The setting is elegant but restrained: blue carpeting, neutral tones, flags on either side, and the emblem of the summit displayed behind them. The host country, South Korea, plays its role as a quiet mediator. For Seoul, this meeting is more than symbolic. It positions the Korean peninsula once again at the crossroads of global diplomacy, between Washington's security guarantees and Beijing's economic gravity. Trump speaks first, his tone measured but confident. He emphasizes cooperation, mutual respect, and the need for fair and reciprocal trade. Xi, standing beside him, responds with the language of stability and partnership, invoking what he calls the shared responsibility of major powers. Their words are diplomatic, almost rehearsed, but beneath them lies a fierce competition for dominance in artificial intelligence, energy, and strategic minerals. The next phase unfolds behind closed doors. Inside, negotiators pore over drafts and proposals that have taken months to prepare. The United States insists on strict timelines for market reforms, while China demands guarantees against what it terms unilateral sanctions. Both sides know this summit will be judged not by its press statements, but by what happens after, the follow-through or the fallout. Outside, the world watches. Financial markets tremble with every headline. In Washington, analysts dissect the body language. In Beijing, state media crafts a narrative of equality and mutual respect. The stakes could not be higher. Global supply chains, inflation, and even the future of alliances hinge on what's decided or not decided inside that room. Busan itself has transformed into a fortress of diplomacy. Hundreds of reporters line the perimeter. South Korean officials quietly coordinate logistics between the delegations, ensuring no breach, no misstep, no symbolic error that could tilt the fragile tone of the talks. The mood is disciplined but electric. As the hours stretch on, brief updates leak to the press. Progress on tariff adjustments. Agreement in principle on rare earth cooperation. Constructive tone on tech transfers. Each phrase is carefully chosen, each leak deliberate, a diplomatic dance as old as power itself. In the evening, the two leaders are scheduled to attend a small dinner overlooking the Busan harbour. The setting sun casts a golden light over the water as the ships in the distance raise their flags. It's a cinematic scene, two rival superpowers breaking bread as the world holds its breath. Behind the scenes, aides describe the atmosphere as guarded but forward-moving. Trump presses for commitments on fentanyl controls and agricultural exports. Xi counters with appeals for mutual lifting of barriers and respect for China's path of development. Neither side yields easily. Every sentence is measured, every pause strategic. Hours later, the formal sessions conclude. The leaders appear once more for the cameras, smiles calculated, gestures practiced. Trump calls the meeting a big step forward. Xi describes it as a constructive exchange built on sincerity. To the untrained eye, it might seem routine, but for those who follow the arc of great power relations, it's something else entirely, a recalibration of global order in real time. As night descends over Busan, both delegations retreat to their hotels. The work will continue quietly through the night, drafting joint statements, reconciling language, and managing expectations. Outside, the city sleeps uneasily, aware that what began as a ceremonial arrival has evolved into a negotiation with consequences far beyond Asia. For the people of Busan, the memory will linger, the sound of sirens clearing the way, the flash of motorcades, the flutter of flags. For historians, this day will mark one of those rare moments when diplomacy and destiny share the same runway. And for the rest of the world, the question remains, what happens after the handshake? Will it lead to détente or to another chapter of strategic rivalry disguised as dialogue? In the stillness of the night, the runway lights fade, but the echoes of this encounter remain. Two planes touched down in Busan today. Whether they departed toward peace or deeper competition is a story still being written.